Super Rugby Friday game, just the one this weekend. All the games we played from Melbourne. We finally have some trans-Tasman action with Aussie teams taking on the Kiwi teams. We're going to look at lineups, predictions, stats, and you guys can let me know your thoughts. Unbelievably, it's believable that there's another game called off or postponed with COVID cases, but the team affected, once again, not in terms of them having the cases, but in terms of their game being the one that gets affected, is Moana Pasifika. Is this their fourth game? It's unbelievably bad luck. They had cases initially in New Zealand, and then their game against, I think it was the Canes, got canned or postponed because the Canes had cases at that time. And now it is the Force with the cases. So obviously we wish everyone all the best in terms of their recovery, but the fact that it's Moana Pasifika again is honestly unbelievable. So yeah, that game's postponed. So we'll see what happens there. Nothing doing between the Force and Moana Pasifika. The one game that is on from AAMI Park on Friday is the Chiefs and the Waratahs, both coming into this with the same record of 5 wins and 3 losses. That being said, all the New Zealand teams are big-time favourites this week, so the Chiefs are likewise predicted to get a pretty solid win, but we will see. We'll get to the predictions at the end. The Chiefs, remember, they played Moana Pasifika in their last game, and they kind of rotated the squad a wee bit. So some of their big guns are back, the likes of Peter Gustavo-Kula, who's tearing it up in all the ball-carrying stats. Sam Kane's back, he's captain. Luke Jacobson moves to 6 with the return of the other guys in the back row. Tokiaho's back in the number 2 jersey. Aiden Ross is up from the bench. Quinn Tupaia, interestingly, has moved out to the wing for this one, with Pohipi and Nankiville retaining their spots in the midfield. So that's not a position I think we've seen him play for the Chiefs before. Jonah Lowe's up in to the right wing from the bench. And yeah, it's just overall a wee bit of rotation from the Chiefs. But overall, I would say still, it's a pretty strong looking Chiefs lineup. The Chiefs, stats-wise, most offloads, most passes, most carries. These guys like playing ball in hand, and they like chucking it around. They're a fun team to watch. For the Tars, like I mentioned, 5-3 is their record too. They're certainly better than the team they were last year. That goes without saying. And the return of Michael Hooper last week was a bit of a boon for them, and he gets to start again this week at number 7. But remember, he's not the captain for the Tars. He's just a player. He sticks with captaining the Wallabies, I guess, because it's already hard enough captaining your national team without captaining your club team as well. So Jake Gordon's a captain. He's at 9. Newsom, interestingly, shifts from fullback to the left wing this week. So Dylan Peach is down on the bench. I think he bombed a pretty easy try last week. I don't know if that's directly related, but anyway. Nawani Tawase is on the right wing, same. And then Will Harrison is up from the bench. Probably more the kicking game, because Will Harrison is essentially another 10. So they're playing 2 10s with Harrison and Edmed, 10 and 15. So I would say, yeah, they've got some kind of game plan to negate the Chiefs' ball and hand stuff with a smart kicking game. But anyway, we'll have to kind of wait and see. Jamie Roberts, the big Welsh unit, is in at 12. So maybe expect a bit of the old Warren ball. I don't know. He was the kind of guy that revolved around the Warren ball tactic way back in the day. I'm not sure if he's still up for that, but we'll see. And the fact that it's Parise and Roberts, I would expect some big carries from that midfield. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see, because both those guys are known to beat the odd defender, aren't they? Bell, Parecki, Harry Johnson-Holmes, same front row. So yeah, largely steady, but with a little bit of tinkering. Ben Donaldson and Tom Horton, I think, on the bench are the only guys who weren't in the 23 last week in their win over the Force. But yeah, for the most part, as I said, it's just kind of tinkering around a wee bit. The Tars are the most penalised team in Super Rugby on average, so that's an area they will need to straighten up if they're going to get a result against the Chiefs. But they do have the highest tackling percentage, which is certainly going to be put to the test as the Chiefs chuck the ball around, like I mentioned. They're averaging more than 4 tries a game, which is certainly good news. But guess what? Chiefs average more than 5. So hopefully this is going to be an interesting watch. They did play in Trans-Tasman last year, and that one, if you remember, was a bit of a hiding. 40 points to 7. The late Sean Wainui scoring 5 tries, which was a record in that game. So the Chiefs, I guess, in memory of Sean, will certainly be wanting to back up and have a good result for this one as well. The bookies have got the Chiefs by 16 points, and the Rugby Forecast algorithm have got the Chiefs by 6. So either way, the Chiefs go into this one as favourites. It's a neutral venue. Hopefully they get a decent crowd out there. I don't think there's any Aussie rules on until Sunday, they said. So if anyone's in Melbourne and wants to see some sports, maybe some Super Rugby on Friday, Saturday is the way to go. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.